Hey everybody, KC Transformed here again, and today I have the Power Core Combiners. I believe it's Commander class Smolder. Now, if you don't know what Power Core Combiners are, they're very similar to they were like Hasbro's first attempt, Hasbro and Takara's first attempt at doing the whole Combiner Wars thing. Not nearly as well, but it was a first attempt. Basically, it would come with the center torso would be about scout size figure, about the same size as this, and then it would have drones that would act as its arms and legs. Sounds cool because these drones could only be arms and legs, which means, oh, they must be great arms and legs, except they auto transformed and usually looked like complete crap. Really bad looking things. Now the actual Commander class toys are actually pretty cool. And here we have Smolder, who is, I believe, a repaint of the Protectobots' core. Don't remember if he was called, what he was supposed to be called, but I do know he's a repaint of the Protectobots' core, which means he's a ambulance, or I guess like a fire ambulance kind of thing. But he's also the Decepticon, so a little bit strange. I also don't know much about this guy's personality because I think the only thing he showed up in was some kind of computer game. I think. If you're curious about how big he is, he's bigger than the Commander class of the Legion figures, I believe. As you can see, he is about the same size as Cybertron Clocker. So, close to a small Cybertron Scout class. Here he is also next to the current Legend series, Scrapnel. And, I guess a little bit bigger than Scrapnel, because Scrapnel is about the same size, but he's also on legs. Well, this is a vehicle, so this is actually a bit bigger. And here he is next to Cybertron Hotshot. And Hotshot's much bigger. These two are definitely not in scale. Anyway, he looks pretty cool. He's got a lot of neat details. He's, of course, got his little alarm, the sirens. I guess that could be a gas tank, maybe an oxygen tank. He's got the headlights all painted in, the grill nicely sculpted. It actually looks pretty good for a small figure. I mean, there's a lot of paint. I mean, you can see this figure is not missing anything. And compared to how much paint's on, as much as I love this guy, he only has like 3 paint apps. Well, this guy's completely covered in paint. Well, you got a big nice stripe there. You got the fire painted. You got the Decepticon symbol. This is painted. This is painted. This is painted. This is painted. I mean, there's a lot of paints and plastic on here, which is really nice, especially since they actually have different colors too. Then we get to the back, and yeah, it's just his head sitting there. And no, I'm not missing any pieces. This is how it actually looks. Combiner ports right there. And then you have this kind of detail on top. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Probably meant for robot mode. Now, he does have one accessory. This little guy called... let's get him in robot mode. Chopster. Can you tell why he's called Chopster? Let's just say you don't want to be kicked by him. Now, Chopster was kind of, I guess you could say, a start to the whole Arms Micron thing that they started with. They really got into with Transformers Prime. He certainly looks like an Arms Micron. Basically, these are all little guys who could turn into 3 things: a robot, a weapon, and armor. One for each mode. So here you have in his robot mode, mostly because he does have alternate modes, but this is his most basic mode. And as you can see, he's got guns for hands, axe blades for feet, and he's got a cannon strapped to his back. He definitely looks like he belongs as part of the Decepticons. He's actually got a nice little bit of sculpting on his face, but it's hard to see with the black paint. So yeah, he's basically just got like 2 Gatling guns, and his articulation's not bad. It's got ball joint at the shoulders, ball joint at the legs, and then a really good hinged knee that can really go. I mean, that's probably the best knee ever. Best knee ever award goes to Chopster, who can't stand. Oh, he can stand. He can bounce on those axe blades, but he'll fall over. So there is a way to transform him for this mode. He actually has 4 modes, I guess you could say, because he has 2 weapon forms. He has an axe mode and he has a gun mode. So what you do, fold that down as a cannon. There's multiple ways to do the gun mode, but I'm kind of just going to go do what I like to do. Completely just kind of collapse the leg in on itself and put the cannon over it. Same with this side, you see, you just basically fold it over and kind of have it collapse in on itself. And have the gun on the side of the X-blade. And it kind of makes this little tank kind of thing going. And you just peg it on top. pretty cool. I really like it. It kind of makes more Decepticon-ish, you know? Him and Hotshot can have a shootout. Although Hotshot's probably gonna win. So, on the Smolder itself, let's get to his transformation. And it's pretty simple, but I'd say fairly satisfying. You're gonna take the whole back part, just split it, and it comes out on these little hinges. I'll let you see on the inside. Comes out on these hinges are basically doing his arms. You're gonna take this, it's basically a flap, it's pegged into his arm, and just get it out of the way and fold the arm down. Unpeg flap, fold it down. Flip this open, flip the combiner ports out of the way, and basically just unfold the legs. And these fold out to be his feet. So yeah, that's one of the kind of things that was kind of the problem with these toys, was that they were, considering they had to do 3 modes in a little scout class figure, they were extremely simple. It's kind of a similar problem that the limbs had with Energon. But you do end up with some pretty cool looking neat robot modes. Like this guy just looks badass. Huge shoulders, just he looks like he could be Commander. Commander class is a perfect name for this guy. Alright, let's go ahead and get my crazy size comparisons out of the way. Here he is next to Clocker, and you can see, definitely bigger. Even not counting the huge shoulders, he is a bit taller. Well, his head's way smaller, so it looks really weird. Here he is next to Scrapnel, who's even smaller than Clocker was. And here he is next to Cybertron Hotshot. So you can see he's between a deluxe, what would we consider a Cybertron deluxe? Well, a current deluxe and a Cybertron Scout. He's between those two classes. But still bigger than, say, a current Legends. So yeah, pretty interesting size class. I kind of want to get the Huffer they made, because I think he'd be perfect size for it. So here we have Chopster again. We're just going to... Basically, his gun and axe are about the same. You just move the axe blades around. So you're still going to keep the guns kind of this, and the main barrel will become the handle. What you're going to do is actually move the leg outward like this. You actually have to spin it around like that. And you kind of, it doesn't clip in or attach to anything. It just kind of sits there. So it has a very like Energon weapon kind of feel to it. Not like Energon the series, but like, you know, a weapon made from energy. And kind of goes with that whole see-through thing. So yeah, now he has his weapon. So we just pick that in his hand, and it doesn't look too bad. It looks like an axe. Oh, yeah. Loose ball joint. Sorry about that, folks. And he fell over. Let's fix the axe real quick. So, there we go. Alright, his left arm's really loose for me. The ball joint on it's really not good. But there you go. He has his axe now. Now, if you're wondering about our... Let's see. He's actually got quite a bit of good paint here, too. I mean, you can see the chest is painted. The 2 Decepticon symbols are painted. His head's really well painted. See gold around the face. If you can see that, he has his eyes painted red. So it really gives him that really threatening look. He kind of has a samurai thing going with his head. Can you see that? I mean, just turning his head to the side, you can see he has like a... I guess it's like a fire engine helmet, but it's kind of like they took the fire engine helmet to give it a more samurai look. So that's actually kind of cool. He's got some detail from where these panels folded away. Gives him a really armored, how the parts fold away. It actually gives him a very armored look. I wonder if they did go for like a samurai motif. You actually pull the arms down like this, and you have less articulation, but it looks kind of cool. Yeah, he's just a big old boxy, you know, axe smasher, fire guy. The only real complaint are the combiner ports. Because of the color, I really don't understand why all of them had to be blue. I mean, it's not like they can't be different colors, guys. They really could just paint these black and it would still stick out, but they would blend in at least color-wise. But this blue just does not work. I mean, I don't think a single one of the combiner guys, the combiner, power core combiners had this blue like this, so it sticks out on all of them almost. And that really sucks. I think even the car versions did that. Really big bummer. So, articulation-wise, he has a swivel at the head, swivel at the shoulder, and we're an outward movement. He has 2 elbow joints, a hinge and a ball joint. But the ball joint in this one's loose, but the hinge actually works okay. No waist, let's see. Got some outward hinge, swivel. You can kind of get like a, You can see inside it's kind of like a movie toy almost, but from the outside it looks fine. And we got a hinge at the knee, and that's it. Nothing more. But there's a lot of things you can do. You could fold these down if you wanted. I prefer to keep them up, give them like knee pads. I just really like how this guy looks. Is he the best toy out there? No. But he's a pretty cool little combiner toy. I'd say he's pretty fun. Now, we're going to get onto his third mode, the torso mode. What you're going to do for that is, there. Unfold the chest here. Flip the head back. Fold out this much bigger head. And if you want to, if you didn't like the other head for some reason, you could just use this head. Then you're going to take the legs, you're going to turn them inward, fold the feet back out like you're going into ambulance mode, and then just fold them over. This folds into place so that we could flip these out and actually get the combiner ports in place for his legs. With these, you just kind of fold the arms up out of the way, fold the port out. You could put the flaps back down, but you really don't need to. You can just, you're going to flip it around to where the back of his shoulders and the top of the ambulance becomes the front, comes towards the front. And I actually like leaving these flaps out because I think they give it more detailed look, like armored look. And there's his torso mode. You would just peg it in, and you would just have a swivel there, and you would have a swivel there. And you might get a knee joint. Yeah, you get a knee joint there. But yeah, there's his torso mode. Once again, about the same size, really. He hasn't really got any bigger. Just kind of changed his parts around. And if you, unfortunately, I do not have any of the little drone units. But if you wanted to, you could have the arms come down like this, and then you could have actually more joints because his normal robot joints still work. And then you would have basically what would be considered an elbow, since his arm would already be bent. So if you wanted to do that, that'd be pretty cool. His new head's really cool. It's got light piping, and it works really well, as you can see. Especially with the whole goggle thing they're going for. It kind of has like a fire mask on it. It looks like Optimus Prime if he had to, have an oxygen tank. And it's one of those faces that works really well as an Autobot or Decepticon. And just the yellow-orange gaze it gave it kind of makes it more menacing as a Decepticon. So I'm really glad they did that. You can kind of get the stand if you use these. As if you fold away the combiner ports, and you can kind of just... There you go. Nope. There. You can kind of get in the stand. Now, this guy, we turn to his final mode, his armor mode. Fold this down. You're basically taking his axe bone, just flip it around the handle and 2 axe blades. You see it still kind of looks like an axe. Then you take this port right here on the front of the chest. It can be kind of hard to get out. There. That little port there. You peg it on this, and there he is in armor mode. Now this could work in regular robot mode too, but I think it's really kind of meant for the combiner mode. And you can fold the axe parts back to make it more look like it's covering him. And honestly, this is the worst for Chopster. This is his worst mode, is the armor mode. I don't think any of the Power Core combiners had a good armor mode. I think almost all of them sucked. But the actual combiner mode itself doesn't look too bad. There are other ones that look bad, but this one looks pretty good. I'd probably see something different if I actually got him with the limbs, but I kind of always hoped the third party would release limbs that could actually work as limbs for each of them. I'm still kind of hoping to do that, but it might not ever happen. But overall, do I recommend Smolder? Yeah. Even if you don't like the whole Power Core combiner thing, he is a pretty cool little robot. If you can get the Protectobot sets, I would say get that one too. Since that one you could actually have a complete... oh, his leg's stuck. Oh, there we go. Since then you can actually have a complete Gassault without having to, But if you just want one little robot that looks pretty cool, this is a pretty cool Decepticon. Does he represent anything as like a classics line, or is he a reimagining? I don't think so. But he is a cool Decepticon. I'm glad I picked him up. I only paid about $10 for him. I'd say that he's worth $10. So yeah, this is Casey Transformed. This is Smolder. I recommend you get him, and I'll see you later. Have a good day.